Hi everyone, this is your week 5 video and I'm going to kind of go ahead and get it going. This is your 5.3 assignment for fuel cost spreadsheet. The week 5 example file, and I'll let you look at it on your own, provides an example of what your assignment may look like at the end. This is only an example. You should not have the same data. Download the starter file. I did. It's over here on the left. Choose 4 vehicles. Research the fuel cost in the miles per gallon. Analyze the cost in Excel. Format the spreadsheet and chart the results. There's a lot of, for some of you, scary words in that, but this exercise really breaks it down into a very manageable format. It tells you exactly what to do, how to do it for 90% of it. And then remember, you can always ask me if you need help. So let's get going on this video. Oh, and before I forget it, always, let me see, did I say always grade yourself before you submit your assignment to me using the rubrics. And here's the rubric for this one. This assignment's worth 45 points. Oh, and did I say always grade yourself? It just helps you make sure that you don't forget something. All right, so here we go. After downloading the starter file, here, choose 4 vehicles that you're considering purchasing the current model year. Replace the values in column A, which is here, with vehicles you choose. All right, so I have the Trail Blazer. I might like, it's a really good car, so I think I'll probably like an upgrade. I don't know. Honda Civic, and then maybe, computer go away, maybe a Prius. My husband liked the looks of those. And then what the hey, something fun for those of you that like it. Let's just pick, oh, my mind just went blank. Lexus, just for kicks. Now, if you notice, you have 400 miles per month already put in. That's your estimated driving. This is going to be your constant, and I'm going to explain that here in just a second. Your average price per gallon depending on where you live. And right now it's about $2.65 for me. Then it tells you down here in step 3, using a search engine, Google, Bing, determine today's average price per gallon for regular fuel, or you can just do it in your local area. Then, using a search engine or automaker website, identify the highway miles per gallon for each vehicle you choose. You're not copying anything from these websites. You're just getting numerical information of one item. And so since you're not copying words or anything else like that, you do not have to cite the website. And then enter this information in the appropriate places in the Excel spreadsheet. Well, I'm not going to do the research. I'm just going to click this in and put in sporadic numbers. So I'm going to put 17 miles to the gallon, a Honda Civic. I don't know what new mileage is. 18 miles to the gallon. Prius, since it's a hybrid, we'll put 25. And Lexus, we'll put 22. We'll do different. All right. So we did this. So step 4. In Excel, complete the following items for each vehicle. Be sure to use absolute references where appropriate. You had this last week in the problem I gave you. And I sent out the video on how to do that problem. Use a formula to determine the cost of gas for 1 month, 1 year, and 3 years. And this right here is the formula. You do not have to figure it out yourself. It is right here for each one. Now, I do want to point out that this one has 2 parentheses here, and then 1 and 1 here. So you have a beginning, end, and end. And the same thing for 3 years. Yes, you have to put the parentheses. It will be counted wrong if you do not put the parentheses, because this is just proper math formula writing. So let's get started. For 1 month, so here, you see right here, so I want my answer to go here, so I click on that cell, and up here I'm going to put equal. Now, absolute reference. I told you this is the number for the absolute reference. So equal miles per month, So you want to put parentheses, $sign for the absolute reference, B $1, and highlighted it for you, divided by miles per gallon. So divided by miles per gallon, you just have to click it, parentheses, and then it says times the average price per gallon, that's the asterisk, average price per gallon, and then hit enter. So we're going to come back and talk about these decimals in a minute. All right, next one, you do the same thing over again. Click the cell up here, equals, parentheses, B, parentheses, $1, and highlighted it for you again, divided by, remember you can copy right from here, miles per gallon, if I could read, parentheses, times the average price per gallon, and then hit enter. I'm going to let you do this one and this one yourself. So I'm going to put in just whatever numbers, and just for the sake of putting them in, and all right, now I'm going to show you what I was going to tell you about these dollars, about the decimal places. There's a couple of ways to fix these decimal places. This is money, all right? So you need to have 2 decimal places, and up here you have a decreased decimal, so all you have to do is click, and then you could also go to this little thing right here. It means there's more stuff behind it. Go to currency, 2 decimal places, and then take away the $. You see why in a minute, and hit OK, and that takes it down. This one already has 2 decimal places. This one has none, so you want to go the opposite direction. Whoop, too far. Now I'm going to put a little note down here, and I'm going to shade this area right here, and I'm going to put a note before I forget. That reminds everyone. Let's see. I don't want to mess you up on future stuff. All right. I'm not going to shade it. What I'm going to do is put note. Cells C, okay, for the column, 7 through E8. All right. I have no formula, but you must put in a formula. But you must put in formulas. Let me think it out loud. As directed in the instructions. And I hope that does it. Plus, I'm going to tell you again. All right. So 1 year. Here's the 1 year one. Cell answer is going to go there. Equals 2 parentheses. Miles per month. So we're back here to the constant. $B, $1. Divided by the miles per gallon. This one. Parentheses. Times average price per gallon, the last parentheses, times 12, because there's 12 months in 1 year, and hit enter. You notice that I only said 2, but if you go up here and you double click, you really have all those. So we're going to do this again. Equals, double parentheses, $B, $1 for the absolute value, divided by miles per gallon, parentheses. So I'm still right over here on the second one, times the average price per gallon, last parentheses, times 12. Enter. Now, remember we already have that increase decrease thing? So that's increase, that's decrease. So we're just going to take it down to 2. Okay, and I'm going to make up numbers here. C. Okay. C7. Yep, I did do it right. Just double checking myself. So now I'm going to put in 655 and let's see, 725. And I'm going to fix these numbers here in just a minute. You'll see another way. 3 years, different, same formula except towards the end. So this one is equals 2 parentheses $B, $1 for the absolute value divided by miles per gallon parentheses times average price per gallon parentheses times 36 because there's 36 months and 3 years. And just for kicks to double check, okay, we still have all those decimal points. The Honda Civic is, that's where we want the answer to go, equals 2 parentheses $B, $1 for absolute value divided by miles per gallon parentheses times average price per gallon parentheses times 36. And that has none. Just be on, yep, has none. And then I'm going to make up numbers down here. Let's see. 1,075. All right, now, same thing as before. Take this down, and we're going to talk about formatting the spreadsheet. And these will be fixed here in just a minute. Insert 2 rows above row 1. You're getting a commentary from my dogs. One likes to play, one doesn't. So I highlighted this. Now when you highlight this, you're really highlighting about 3,000 columns because it just goes on forever. So in future, if you're going to format something, make sure you highlight just what you're going to format. But this is just adding rows. So highlight it, left click and highlight, right click is the way I do it. And there's always about 3 or 4 ways to do anything. Insert, repeat it, highlight it, right click, insert. All right. Now, place the following title, vehicle gas comparison. So right here, vehicle gas comparison. All right, we did that. Merge and center the title across columns A through E. So you have to highlight, left click and hold, A through E, merge and center. Because I have this reduced, you can't see that there's words here that says merge and center, so let me show you. See merge and center, there's also the graphic that goes with it. So I just clicked on it and it went merge and center. There's also other ones down here that you could use if you needed to. Oops. All right, so merge and center, change the font. As long as it's professional looking, I don't care what kind of font you do. But I have to be able to read it, and I have old eyes. So be nice to me. A lot of times I like the Bookman. Where are we? B. I kind of like Bookman old style, so I did that one. Increase the font size to a value greater than 11. 14, okay. Fill the background of the title with a color. Remember, I need to be able to read the title, so be careful of your color. And filling the background with a color is not the font color. It's this one. So click on this. If you notice, black doesn't work. Black drowns out black. Even a dark blue doesn't. So here we get lighter. And I kind of like the aqua. So I'm going to click, oops, there. Apply an accounting format to the average price per gallon value. Accounting, right there. If you, I'm going to open this up a little bit more. if you go right here and hold your mouse over it, you see this is the accounting format. The difference between accounting versus currency is the accounting format, the dollar sign would be way over here. If you do currency, the dollar sign's right up next to the 2. So all you have to do is click here. Format your table data. That is this information. So apply a table format. Let me bring that up. All right, so I highlighted it. Table format. See where it says format as table? Right here. Again, make sure I can read it. You can pick your favorite color. If you like purple, just make sure it's a readable purple for me. And if you like green, fine. Just this would be more difficult for me to read because it says dark. So I have to be able, like you would for anybody that you're doing this for, you would have to make sure it was readable because the information would get lost in the shuffle if you didn't. All right, so something to go with what I picked up there would kind of be like this one. So I'm going to pick here. All right, so it's asking you A6 and it gives you this line through AE10. Okay, my table has headers. That means the column headings. And it does. So you hit OK. And so we have that. So this is compatible with this. It could be something close. Apply an accounting format to 1 month, 1 year, and 3 years. So 1 month, 1 year, and 3 years. So just click here. Now remember, I sent you this note down here that had a formula, that has a formula, this doesn't. I'm still I always double check myself because I have a tendency just, okay. No, cell C's new. Okay, so I did mess up. C9 through C9 through E10. Obviously, I cannot read C9 through E10. I thought that looked funky. Let me double check. C9 right here through E10 right there. Okay, that's correct. Sorry, guys. All right. So using conditional formatting, apply a light red fill to values in the 3-year column here when value is between 1,000 and 1,300, which is why I did this. So highlight it. If you notice up here where it says conditional formatting, you click down and it says highlight because it says to apply, and between, and it's between, the condition is 1,000 and 1,300, light red fill with dark red text, hit OK, and you see it worked. So you did that. Resize the column so that all data can be seen. You have. But what hasn't happened that I wanted to show you is when you're doing this, if you get something that looks, let me see if it'll do it for me, that way. All this means is that the column's not wide enough to accommodate the numbers. That's all that is. So you can either go up here, left click and hold and drag it over, or go where I go from fat cursor to skinny cursor at the top and double click it and adjust itself. Now, we're right here. Whenever, let me give you a word of warning, and I think I've done this in other videos, but just to be on the safe side, let me give it to you again. Whenever you get your file like you want it, I don't care if it's like 2 minutes into it. With the storms we have coming up, and power surges, and cable companies having trouble because of all the standing water, every time you get your document like you want it, save it. Because if you should have a power surge, if your cat should walk across your keyboard, if your kids are playing and the dog steps on the surge and turns your keyboard off, turns your computer off, you will have saved everything up to the last time you saved it, and you won't have to start all over. Sometimes in my house it gets a little hectic. Fortunately, I have my surge hidden behind my computer, and it's up against a wall. But I have had some storm. We have lost power a couple of times, and so this has happened to me before. So make sure you save. I don't care if it's every 2-3 minutes. Whenever you get your document like you like it for any class, save it. Now I'll get off that soapbox. Step 6. Create a 3D column chart of the vehicles and the cost for 1 month, 1 year, and 3 years. Hint, use the control key to select all the columns in the data, except the miles per gallon. So it wants this information, and it wants this information. It does not want this information. But all these guys are next to each other. So I told you, use the control key, and that's the key that's CTRL in the lower left-hand corner of your keyboard. Select all the columns in the data except that. Then move the chart directly. So I'm going to make this bigger. And remember, we're doing column charts. So according to it, you want to put your cursor here, left click and hold, and highlight this area. Now, hold down your control key, put your cursor here, left click and hold, and it should look like that. Now you're going to insert a column chart. So insert, here's your chart, 3D column chart, and it kind of pops up like that and lets you see. And yeah, 3D column chart. Okay, says cluster, that's fine. It has your legend down at the bottom, 1 month, 1 year, 3 years. Click on it and you're good. So move the chart directly under the table of data. Okay, all you have to do is click on the chart, left click and hold, drag it down. You do need to give it a chart title. It can be the same one as before. Sometimes I'm not overly creative. Vehicle gas. My grandchildren are more creative than I am. All right, so we have that. You have this. You have one car for 1 month, 1 year, 3 years, and they're all. So you're looking good. Good job. Now, apply a different chart style to your chart. All you have to do is click in your chart. And let me make this bigger again. Design. Here's your chart styles. See up here? Okay. If you can't find this, if you look and look and look and look and you can't find chart styles, once you click on the chart, this pops up and it gives you all these different ones. And you can, I don't care which one you do as long as I can read it. All right. So you can do this maybe like that. I kind of like this one, but then over here you can change the colors. So let your creative skills go to work if you want. So I don't know. We'll go with the theme I set, this one. Whichever one it looks like, as long as it looks okay. All right, so before submitting your assignments to file upload, review the rubric below. All right, this is the whole thing. You are stepped walked through the whole assignment, little by little by little by little. This is teaching you. So let's look at it. Let's see how you're doing, how it looked all together. All right, vehicle gas comparison. We have this. You have your formulas here, and you have your formulas here, and no formulas here because I want you to do this on your own. Here's this. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to put it out. If you have any questions, be sure you email me. Make sure you grade yourself on the rubric before you submit it to me. And I hope you have a good evening. Bye-bye.